Before I joined Tupperware as a consultant 20 years ago, I had Fridge Smart home. I had a kit, 4 pieces of those. Maybe you remember the color. I knew that the Fridge Smart were really good for my fruits and vegetables, but it's really when I saw the fruits and vegetable test that, my God, I knew I needed to use them all the time, because honestly, sometimes I would not use them. They would be at the bottom of my cupboard. And of course, back then, when I started in 2005, I had a credit card debt of $5,000 because I love to travel. And, for me, Tupperware, it was this. And that's why I decided to join. The Fridge Smart made me do Tupperware, because I knew that this was working, and that even though I was not a good salesperson, because I had been a salesperson in the store both time in my life, and both time I got fired because of that. I knew I didn't have a pat in sales all traced in front of me, but I joined. I wanted to pay off my credit card debt, and I said, you know what, if I place these containers in everybody that I know around me, I will have made a difference in their life, and it will do a difference in my life as well. But I don't want to sell to someone around me and that they do like I did, and to use them sometimes, not use them sometimes. I want them to be really used all the time. And the fruit and vegetable deal, the fruit and vegetable test, it seals the deals about to be sure that you want to use it, and because you see the difference that it makes. It's so obvious with that. So it's a big game changer when it comes to using your Fridge Smart and to really see the difference. All right. So, and by the way, in those 20 years, I've changed my fridge, and every time I would change, I changed twice, I think. I would redo the vegetable test every time, just to convince myself again that without them, because I have them all the time, but without them, it really does make a difference. Because some people say, oh, I have new fridge, with the drawer, with the little thingy for the freshness. It works fine. But you know what? They haven't done the fridge and vegetable test, because when you do that, you realize that even though you have a new fridge, it still is very far from being the results with the Fridge Smart. So, the fruit and vegetable Fridge Smart. Oh, it's too many F's for me. It's very easy to do. So first of all, I will select ideally 3 fruits, 3 vegetables, so that you have a variety that you can select from, and that you decide to choose what you have in your fridge. But you have to decide the fruits and vegetables that are more commonly bought, that you think, because sometimes there are vegetables and fruits that not everybody buys. But with these, you go with like very classic fruits and vegetables. Not only that, you will have to cut them in half, but you want to have the whole fruit. Why? If you don't want to waste the whole lemon, you then use something else, because if you only put slices of lemon, it's not going to be the same. So I want to cut it in half. Here I took my carrot, I cut it in half. And those 2 can be joined back together. Woo! So if I would have I cannot cut my fruit or my vegetable on that side. It has to be on that side, because otherwise, if I would put back together those pieces, it's not the half of the other half that you can really compare day after day. So you put one in your container, the other half you put it on top of the container. You put the lid on, doesn't matter here, just close it, and it's gonna be fine. And of course, after that, what you do is you put this on it. Scientific tests, do not touch if you have people in your house, because you don't want them to mess with your fruit and vegetable test. So make sure that nobody touches this. Take the right fruits and vegetable. Like if you have a raspberry, it's not going to work really. In 2 days, both of them, you won't be even able to grab them in your hands. So make sure you grab the great fruit and vegetables, and that's it. You let it sit and every day you will take it out You will either go on live, take a picture. I like to take a picture with my watch because it has the date on it, so it's like a proof that I didn't cheat on the test. If you go live, it's easy. You can make a video afterwards, but that's, you take it out every day, and that way you can show the difference. And I really suggest you do a minimum of 3 days for your fruits and vegetable test. And ideally, like 6 days is good, even a week. It makes you go on live or have a post every day. Okay, for you that listens to me and are saying, yeah, but you know, I don't cut my vegetable and put half of it on top of a plate or a container, so it's not really representative of the reality. Okay, here's what I have to say to you. First of all, when you buy, let's say strawberries, they're in a container that is filled with holes. There's air going in there. Because the problem, and what the Fridge Smart does, the problem that we have that this test shows is the vent that we have in our fridge. It's there to make sure that there's no condensation in your fridge. But you know what? It takes away the fruit, the water in the fruit. That's what happens when your celery is going like, whoa, or that you have a pepper that is like all wrinkled, because it doesn't have water anymore. And the water is taking out from the vent in your fridge. So the fruits and vegetable test, what it shows, because nobody really compares it. You buy fruits and you buy vegetables, you put them in your fridge, but when you compare it, you can see even after 24 hours the difference it has made. Otherwise, you never see it, and that's where it makes such a big difference. You know what? Because the thing is, you know, it's not like, or people will say to you, oh, you know, when we buy our fruits and vegetables, we eat them very fast, you know? So people don't feel, because they haven't seen this. But you know, it's not like we come back from the groceries and we go, hey kids, come on in the kitchen. We're gonna eat the fruits and vegetables right away now, because they have all their, you know, the water is still there and still crunchy, and you know, and the vitamins is still in there, because yes, vitamins also fly away with your vent in your fridge. By the way, an orange juice in a glass where there's no cover, in 60 minutes, there's no more vitamin C in it. Go check it out if you don't trust me, because I've done my own work, and that's a fact. So you know, it's the best way to show a difference even after 24 hours. So people will stop saying we eat them fast. Yeah, but even after 3 days, it's a difference. So if you eat your fruits and vegetables in 3 days, even then you have to have those. But and the fruits and vegetable test definitely shows that, you know. And you know, it's really up to you how many days you want to do it. But I suggest, like I said, minimum 3 days. That way, for all of the doubting Thomas out there, the fruits and vegetable test, it's the ultimate way to really show and convince the people to really try it, you know? And when you try it, you adopt it. So go out there, do your fruits and vegetable tests, and share the difference it makes. Also, don't forget that this record month is Fridge Smart month, so it's a plus that it's the record month. And I remember when I started back in 2005, our record month which was November, but actually was not. We didn't have record month. We had record week at that time, and Maria gave us the challenge to sell 5,000 in personal sales, not in a month, but in a week, to get a 2-night, 3 days getaway in New York City. And I really wanted to do it. And you know what happens when you do that is that you push your limits, and it brings you to see where you can go. It just gives the okay to your brain to see, you know, I can even go further and go further, even if I don't really believe it at first. It pushes you and it brings you confidence. And also it helps you build your business where every time you do that, you push it further and further. So just, grab it and go with the record month of October.